we're talking to dignify, and this man has so
And the player introductions are wrapped up. The starting fives for both teams. As we're just...
well.
All right, thanks, D.A. And a chance now to take a look at some numbers for him.
In the last 5 games, you can see the trend upwards for effective field goal percentage. And it shows you how confident he's playing right now.
Here are the 5 for the Raptors. Siakam and Ibaka, the duo down low. Fred VanVleet out there with Lowry, and it's Anunoby in at the 3 spot. And for the Nets, we've got Irving. Durant is out there with Jordan. Then there's Spencer Dinwiddie, and it's LeVert in at the 3, the small forward. Clark, terrific defensive teams tonight, both highly ranked. What will the offenses have to do to get some scoring in this one?
Well, a few things. One, you've got to be patient. You've got to be ready and willing to make the extra pass. And then you also have to mix up what you do offensively. You don't want the defense to get a steady diet of what you're trying to do. Keep the defense off balance.
And Irving is comfortable running the offense. When a teammate's open, he's quick to whip it around and get him a good look.
Lowry looking around. To Ibaka. Shot clock at 6. VanVleet passes to Siakam. Over Durant. Siakam misses.
That's exactly how you have to defend him. He's a guy that the D needs to be aware of at all times.
Dinwiddie with the bucket.
Healed at creating off the drive. Dinwiddie's confidence and focus when he's penetrating, superb.
Here's Lowry. And again, no good by Toronto.
Very dangerous to leave a guy like that open. Lucky break there for the D. And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Well, this early, they should be showing a lot more energy on defense. It's not there.
Got that one up quick.
And not entering the league as a natural catch-and-shoot guy, Ibaka certainly has developed this part of his game.
And Katie, here we go. It's stolen by Lowry, and there's the call on Durant. That is his first foul of the game. For Toronto, they've gone 2 of 5 here, making 40% so far to start out the game. A shot by Lowry, no good. For Brooklyn, they've gone 4 of 4 to start, so a nice offensive rhythm to start here. KD can't get it to go.
4 of 5 to start the game. That's their first miss.
And even after the Achilles tear for Durant in the 2019 finals, he got a huge contract after he opted out.
Most teams felt they were willing to pay him while he rehabbed for a year. That was the case as the Nets gave him a 4-year max money deal. His next chapter is underway as he changed his number to 7.
It's good. It's his second basket. He's shooting 2 for 4.
Yeah, you look at the way Kevin Durant releases it so high, makes it hard to block, which is why he's such an efficient inside scorer.
Ibaka, the pass to Siakam. A second chance effort. Ibaka, no luck.
You know, I think the effort on defense there has everything to do with why he missed that shot. Well done.
Here's Irving, and he gets it to go.
You know, you got to appreciate the speed of Kyrie Irving. I mean, incredible at finding different ways to get to the basket, and he is not afraid of anybody.
VanVleet finds Siakam. Another miss by Siakam.
You can't look at the result of that shot. They'll take that whenever they get it.
Well, you know, I hear you. That's a good look, but when you're that wide open, I think you got to knock it down.
Oh, great ball movement there.
Pass to Lowry. Siakam against Durant, and Siakam gets it to go on the assist by Lowry.
And, you know, Lowry looks to set up his open teammates beautifully. Nice dime there, and it really keeps the team tied together nicely.
Irving misses. Raptors trail by 6. Here's Van Vliet. No good on the three.
Boy, I'm absolutely shocked he didn't get that one to go. Usually he's money from deep.
And it's LeVert missing.
I mean, look, no one guarding you. It's better to not pull up and try the leader.
Ibaka, the pass to Siakam. Over to the left wing. There's the pass to Ibaka. Toronto working the ball around now. The drive by Lowry. Yep, that one goes in there.
And what a take from Lowry, using that quickness to just blaze to the rim.
Here's Jordan. Three-pointer, LeVert. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Jordan.
Oh, this is the kind of start they were hoping for.
Yeah, shots falling. Off to a very good start offensively as a result.
Now here's Van Vliet. Dinwiddie covering. Anunoby kicks to Siakam. Here's Anunoby. Shoots over LeVert. That misses off the backboard. And so it's the Brooklyn Nets heading to the bench with a 7-point lead as we wrap up the quarter. Their shooting has been the big key. Their percentage from the field so far has been terrific. Right back after this break.
My defense toughness.
And really, Ibaka is a seasoned veteran now, a terrific role player known for his defense.
And Ibaka knows his role and plays it well.
And if you're just joining us, we've played through one quarter in this one. And guys, what stands out to you from the Nets in this one?
Yeah, in that first period, they looked to push in transition at every opportunity.
Yeah, I like the way they play. They're looking to get up and down the court every time. Racehorse basketball here tonight. Strap it up. Don't look down. You'll miss something.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter of play. Setting the floor for the Nets. On the perimeter, Harris and Prince. Allen is out there with Wilson Chandler, and it's Irving in at the point. And slam dunk by Allen.
And you know, guys, all it takes is inside positioning. As soon as you give Allen that, it's pretty much a wrap.
The Raptors' Nick Nurse winning an NBA title in his first season. Greg is an NBA head coach.
The first time a head coach who'd also helmed a team in a foreign league has won it. Nurse often reminisces fondly on those days coaching in Europe. And this summer, he was entrusted with coaching the Canadian national team at the FIBA World Cup.
What a nice finish. Hollis Jefferson showing you his bounceability there.
Here's Irving, and it's Brooklyn scoring again.
And even with the big lead, he remains focused on the task at hand.
Yeah, and you know, that is some shaky and shoddy defensive work. They got to tighten it up.
Here's Davis. Back to Powell. Outside, Davis. It's good from long range. Davis has got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for three.
And he's not going to miss those very often, even from deep. The D has to close out a little stronger on him.
Irving dishes to Allen. Over Gasol. Out to Harris. Here's the three. And it's Gasol with the rebound.
And he didn't punish them for the weak coverage there, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
He gets a chance now to catch up with the fourth member of our crew, Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, after 5 years as an assistant in Toronto last season, Nick Nurse moved to head coach of the Raptors, and the team responded, winning the franchise's first NBA championship. Nurse has been at this for 3 decades. He got his first head coaching position at the age of 23. He has moved all throughout basketball, both domestically and abroad, guiding 15 teams in 5 different countries. After winning it all last year, Kevin, he's finally made it to the top.
David, he sure has a long and winding journey. Thank you. Outside, Davis. Raptors need to get a shot off the left rim and out. Well, it was Toronto winning their last game against the Utah Jazz. Irving passes to Harris. A 3 ball. He's now 1 for 2 with that bucket. Mark, over the last couple decades, the role of the big man has changed and required more skill outside shooting among them.
Yeah, that's one of the things. And then the ability to move your feet defensively.
Yes.
Because the three-point shot spaces the floor so much. And a lot of times teams will have 4, maybe 5 perimeter shooters out there regardless of size. So big guys, if they're going to play in that type of an alignment, have to be able to move their feet and effectively guard perimeter players and also make shots from the perimeter as well.
Amazing to see guys that big out there sometimes with a one-on-one with the guard, like on the three-point line.
No doubt. And also the big guys, we've got a ton of them, Kevin, across the league that can really knock down the three-point shot.
Looking at who's out there now for the Nets. Jordan, he's checked in for Chandler. Durant comes in for Taurean Prince. And Spencer Dinwiddie subbed in for Kyrie Irving.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
Yeah, double-digit advantage on the scoreboard. They've taken the initiative. They've played, I think, with more purpose so far.
The drive by Lowry. Knocks it loose. And stolen by Jordan. And they're on the break. And Harris wide open. He shoots a three-pointer off the mark.
You know, he looks a little off-kilter to me this quarter. Still trying to find his rhythm.
It's stolen by Allen. Ball's knocked loose. Now 8 seconds separating the two clocks. Ibaka finds Van Vliet. Outside Lowry. Pass to Gasol. Left side Ibaka. Shoots over Dinwiddie. That one off the back iron and out. Jordan the pass to Harris. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Jordan. Jordan's got his 4th assist in this one. That shot, no good. And so we wrap up the first half. Thanks so much, David, and we'll step away briefly, but get you right back out here for the start of the
2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello, basketball. It's Brooklyn out in front at the half. They lead by 15. Kenny, what do you think? Man, that's...
And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. You look at Kyrie Irving in this game, he has been everywhere.
No problems fighting his way to the rim in this one. A lot of points in close.
Yeah, you know what, guys? They gave him too many free runs to the hoop in the first half. I think they've got to be a lot tougher on him. Body him up. Be physical with him.
So for Toronto right now, Anunoby and Siakam in at the forward slots. Lowry out there with Fred VanVleet. And it's Ibaka in at the center.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
And what I like about it, Greg, it's been a physical brand of basketball. It's had a little sandpaper element to it. Gritty and rough. But that's how you win games.
And there's the call on DeAndre Jordan. That is his first foul of the game. Taurean Prince, he's checked in for the Nets. Van Vliet passes to Ibaka. Whistle blows, basket is good. So a chance here for a three-point play.
At times in his career, Ibaka has looked out of control when forced to finish through defenders. That time keeps his poise and reaps the benefits.
Garrett Temple has checked in for Irving. And only 6 feet tall in shoes, Fred VanVleet's not the biggest, but his toughness, his toughness, mentally and physically, is unquestioned.
And Kevin, growing up in Rockford, Illinois, gave him that perspective. Friends and family gone too soon. Basketball is the path to something better. 3 for 3, and that's always a good way to start the second half.
Stolen by LeVert. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
Boy, when LeVert is assertive and in attack mode, I love watching him go. He's got the athleticism to allow him to get a lot done.
Tremendous versatility for Karis LeVert, offensively, Clark, and defensively. He can play multiple positions.
Boy, I like that about him too, Kevin. 6'7", he's a gifted scorer. can make plays when the ball is in his hands. The Nets have a number of ball handlers, and that's what Coach Kenny Atkinson believes in. To get a lot of guys that can make plays and do it for each other and together, and we've got something good.
Here's Dinwiddie. There's the killer two-handed slam.
Nothing soft about the putback there.
And why chance it, right? Take the dunk if you've got it.
Well, you know, if nobody's going to put a body on him, then that's going to be the result.
Powell down low. Dinwiddie covering. And that one, good. Ibaka's got 4 points this quarter.
Well, I like this execution coming out of the half. Solid. 3 for 4 from the field so far.
Passes it to Jordan. Back to Temple. Just 5 to shoot. Inside. Kicks it out to Dinwiddie. And again, Brooklyn with the triple.
Well, it's all about being confident from there for Spencer Dinwiddie. A capable threat from distance now.
Now, here's Lowry. He's guarded closely. Yep, it counts. That's now 8 points for Serge Ibaka.
And he's really shot the ball well, but it hasn't been contagious.
Powell against Dinwiddie. A putback controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
And a big lead for them on both the scoreboard and the backboard thus far.
Yeah, rebounding has been a big key in this one, Greg. They've asserted their will and have taken control on the glass.
And the most improved player in the league last season, Pascal Siakam, got better in every statistical category.
And it's those diamond-in-the-rough players that so often elevate the top teams. And, Greg, that's what the Raptors found in Pascal Siakam.
No doubt, the 27th pick back in 2016, now a full-time starter on a rookie contract, just over $2 million this season. He is due for a big raise.
The Nets have been successful on 3 of their 4 free throw attempts up to this point.
And in terms of team numbers, the free throw percentage is right at 74.
You know, I know that's an aspect they've been trying to address as a team. I mean, they've got to get those free throw numbers up and improve.
Kyrie Irving's checked in for Brooklyn. Okay, well, let's check in with David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sidelines.
Well, Kevin, Kyle Lowry is hard-nosed, as we all know, and if you ask him, it comes from his upbringing in Philadelphia. Lowry said, a Philly player is what a basketball player is. We played on concrete. You got to be mentally tough. You're not trying to be athletic. You get hit the wrong way, you run into a metal pole. Kevin, that's what made him. From Philly to Villanova to Toronto to an NBA champion.
I don't know about running into the metal pole, but that sounds painful. But he's certainly as tough as he can be. David, thank you. Puts it 5 from 18. Rebound by the Raptors.
Boy, defense non-existent there, but they catch a break as he whiffs it.
Here's Powell. At the elbow, it's Gasol. Tried to bank it in, but he misses. Brooklyn leading by 21. To the paint. Here's Irving. Lays it up and banks it in. Irving's got 12.
And after really leaning on that three-point shot in the first half, seeming like they're just getting away from it here in the second. More of the shots coming from the interior.
Outside for Gasol. The tray buries the long-range jumper. He's got 7.
Man, you've really got to appreciate the versatility of Gasol. I mean, he's a big man with range. I love seeing him square up from deep.
Oh, how about using the rim to get some true hang time?
You know, he just wanted to make sure the landing was softer than the takeoff.
Yeah, right. I don't know how much weight that carries, Kevin. Outstanding distribution there. I mean, what impressive passing ability.
And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Irving.
And that's just carelessness there. I mean, you have got to have your head in the game.
Outside, Davis. That will count. And no luck with that time on the buzzer beater. And so it's Brooklyn controlling the game and finishing the quarter with a 20-point lead. The scoring has been tremendous, and they are shooting lights out with very high accuracy. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. And a quick look now at the State Farm assist of the game.
And I'm glad this was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
Yeah, and with the accuracy to go along with that vision. I mean, he put the ball in the absolute perfect spot. That's how you orchestrate it.
And with the fourth quarter upon us, time is running out for this game to become competitive. Durant plays the 4 with Allen at center. On the perimeter, Harris and Prince. And it's Irving in at the point guard position. So that's the lineup for Brooklyn. For 3, Harris drops in the tray. And now we'll get a perspective here on how the hustle game has been going for Brooklyn.
The activity level defensively, I've really been impressed with. They've been in attack mode on the defensive end.
They've repeatedly gotten out on the break tonight as well and scored a lot of baskets in transition.
All right, Clark, game is on the line. One free throw to make to win a big game. Who is up there for you?
I'd go with your colleague and mine.
Oh, yeah.
But since he's no longer in uniform today, I will go with Steph Curry and Malcolm Brogdon.
Great names. Here's Davis. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. It's on Jared Allen.
And a great track record in the draft for the Nets. Karis LeVert selected with the 20th pick, and Jared Allen taken at 22.
And you might want to throw in guys, too. Rodions Kurucs, the 40th pick in 2018, had a big impact, even participated in the Rising Stars Challenge. And, you know, sometimes you got to make your own breaks. Make your own good fortune, and that's exactly what the Nets have done.
Here's Prince for 3, Harris. Harris missing again.
I don't think he's performing up to his own expectations, but they still find themselves out in front.
The last couple of years, Clark, we've seen a couple of Hall of Fame level players go on these farewell tours in their final year in the NBA. What a great way for fans of opposing teams to honor these terrific stars.
You know, I was a little bit mixed on how I felt about the farewell tours, but these two were handled so beautifully, and there have been others that have been handled great. It gives the fans an opportunity to express their feelings for some of the greats in the game, and that's heartwarming for all of us, I think.
Yeah, you and I were just talking about the way Kobe and Wade were terrific in their tours. Anunoby passes to Siakam. Here's Ibaka, and it's blocked by Jordan.
Hey, get that weak stuff out of here. Take it home. Jordan is fantastic at rejecting those kinds of shots. He's putting on a commanding performance here. He's hit 2 3-pointers in each half now.
Here's Ibaka, and Ibaka slams it in.
Kyle Lowry with a beautiful setup.
Brooklyn leading by 20. Harris looking it over, got a hand on it, and they get it back. This one for 3. No good there. So the Raptors will take it the other way. And there's the foul. And it's on Taurean Prince. That's his 3rd foul of the game. And a new group in for the Nets. Durant's checked in for Prince. Karis LeVert comes in for Joe Harris. Spencer Dinwiddie's checked in for Garrett Temple. And Irving subbed in for Musa. Lowry kicks to Van Vliet. Over to the wing. Siakam passes to Van Vliet. Clock at 6. Lowry for 3. A 3-pointer is right on target.
You know, maybe he's not one of the elite sharpshooters, but even still, that's not a shot the D can afford to give him.
Stolen by Van Vliet. Uses the glass to finish the layup. 7 points for Kyle Lowry.
And all of a sudden, things finally coming together for them. The deficit's still large, but now not insurmountable.
And Greg, that kind of deficit, I think they're going about it the right way. I mean, they've got to get aggressive on defense. They need stops. And then you got to take care of the basketball at the other end so you get a good shot every trip.
Here's Siakam. And the Raptors tack on 2 more.
Coming off a big game, his confidence couldn't be higher, and coach knows it.
Showing no signs of slowing or cooling down. They're going to ride him as far as he can take him.
Back to KD. That one goes in, and the Nets lead by 15.
And so just rolling to the finish line now in what has been a very confident-looking performance for Brooklyn.
You know, it's tough to put your finger on the deciding factor in this one, but I'd say that the shooting accuracy made the difference.
Yeah, I think you're on point, Kevin. They got better looks, and that tends to lead to a better field goal percentage.
And so taking a look at their season record, this will be win number 31 on the year. And we watched them all night long. No one could really stop them. Just another excellent game it was for Kyrie Irving.
Tell you what, this guy worked his behind off on both ends of the floor. He was really an intimidating presence out there.
Pass to Van Vliet. Lowry against Irving. High post try, and he gets it to go, hitting off the back of the rim.
You can appreciate the fight now, but it isn't how they came into the game.
Yeah, you know, I agree with you. They waited too long to finally ramp themselves up.
Bounce pass from Ibaka. Van Vliet passes to Ibaka. Here's Anunoby. Jordan with the rebound. And they can just let the clock run out here.
Cannot argue with the W.
Irving with a clean look. Offline with his three. Siakam outside. Shoots over LeVert. Siakam misses. And so it's Brooklyn easily grabbing this one. A confident win. And all right, David, great job. Thanks so much. And that'll wrap it up, folks.
puck pickups, upper and lower body fluid, and goal upper lower body fluid and goaltend.
So for new fans that are coming to your channel,
so if you need your space, well that's okay, 'cause I'm here for the long game. No, we'll be friends again someday.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello, basketball fans. You've got payday. Well, you're right, DA. It'll be scary. Thanks. And taking a broader look here at the year-over-year scoring trend for Lopez.
And looking at his offensive numbers from the past few years, it seems like teams around the league have kind of figured him out. He's having to work a lot harder for his points, and they haven't been coming nearly as easily as they used to.
Here are the starters for Brooklyn. Kyrie Irving is out there with Spencer Dinwiddie. Then there's DeAndre Jordan. And it's Durant. And it's LeVert in at the 3. And for Milwaukee, Giannis is the 4 with Lopez the 5. Matthews and Middleton, the 2 wings. And it's Bledsoe in at the point. Well, he might be an aging veteran in the NBA, but DeAndre Jordan is still terrifying for defenders when he's going up for the alley-oop.
Well, he's such a great target still on the roll situation. You combine his length and athleticism now with the know-how and his tenure in the league, and DeAndre Jordan still can be an elite finisher on the inside.
Pass to KD. The kick out to Irving. 4 on the shot clock. Free throw line jump shot.
Yeah, a little bit surprising he hasn't connected on at least one of his 3 shots yet, but he's going to keep shooting.
Nice tip in there. I mean, he's got like a sixth sense in terms of where the miss is going to go. That is really a talent.
Chris Middleton's an interesting story. I remember when he signed his first extension and talking to, at that time, his head coach, Jason Kidd, that Chris was dealing with living up to the contract. I think after that first season went by, he settled back down. It got him into a position to earn this second contract. And now he knows where he belongs. He knows how important he is to the Milwaukee Bucks and their continued success and striving towards a championship for the city.
Now here's Bledsoe. Following the miss by Kyrie Irving. First quarter, about a minute and a half in. Drills the leaner.
Nice mid-range, Jay. Automatic, it looks like, for Kyrie Irving right now.
And it's Milwaukee's ball. And for Middleton, he was drafted in the second round by Detroit. Brent, they sent him to the G League, which he says was the turning point for him.
Well, I think he just got hungrier and realized there was a self-awareness part of this that he needed to grow, and he needed to maybe adjust some of his work habits. Went from an overlooked second-round pick to an NBA All-Star, Kevin. I would call that great focus. And now he wants to be a consistent performer on a nightly basis to lead this team to championship level.
Matthews, left side. Out left to the wing. Kicks it down to Middleton. To the inside. And to Tacumbo. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. It's on Kevin Durant. And it wasn't too long ago, Brett, we were wondering what Giannis could do if he bulked up. Well, we don't have to wonder anymore.
Yeah, I don't think we need to wonder about an MVP in the league. The curious thing, Kevin, was last year after winning that award, Giannis coming out and talking about he's only at 60% of his potential. Can you imagine what's coming down the line if he realizes the other 40? He's something else.
Milwaukee with the ball. Following the bucket by the Nets. Wide open look. It doesn't go for him. So Brooklyn will take it the other way. They're moving on after the tough loss they took at the hands of the Warriors. And a wide open look for Jordan. And it's Eric Bledsoe with the rebound. For Milwaukee, they've gone 2 for 4 from the field so far today. And Antetokounmpo gets it to go. Nets trail by 3. Now here's Durant. Here's Irving. Sinks it from just inside the baseline.
Now, coach is yelling at the defense to at least get a hand up on Kyrie Irving.
Bledsoe passes to Matthews. Back to Bledsoe. 1:24 left in the first. Bobbed up there for Lopez. Dinwiddie kicks to Irving. That one wide left.
Well, that mid-range, Jay, usually pretty much on the money. Maybe the timing just a little bit off on that one.
Throws it up high, trying to go for an alley-oop, but excellent defense and anticipation there to stop it. Pass to KD. That's good, and it's LeVert with the assist. 6 points for KD.
Well, Kevin Durant not only feels like he can score from everywhere, he does. So when he's that close, just count it.
Matthews against Dinwiddie. Beyond the arc. Brooklyn with the rebound. And it's Brook Lopez with the foul. That is his first foul of the game. A platoon swap here for Milwaukee. A big group substitution here for Brooklyn. Allen's checked in for DeAndre Jordan. Chandler comes in for Kevin Durant. Prince is checked in for Karis LeVert. And Joe Harris is subbed in for Kyrie Irving. Now here is Harris. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against the Warriors in San Francisco. Bucks trail by 4. Hill looking around. Now the pass to Ilyasova. It's back to Hill. Got it off in time. And we reach the end of the first quarter. Nets lead by 4. And this team has shown their toughness and determination in contact.
What's going to separate us is how close we are.
They certainly do.
This team has assembled some hard-nosed, unselfish players. No better group for Irving to surround himself with.
And for those of you just tuning in, the second quarter of action is where we're at right now. And looking at what we've seen so far, guys, from the Nets, what do you think?
Well, credit their anticipation skills on the defensive end. They forced a number of turnovers.
Just playing some real gritty defense right now, just getting up in bodies and forcing a lot of turnovers.
And now, brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset our lineups. And Milwaukee, looking at who they've got. They've got Hill, Robin Lopez out there with Ilyasova. And it's DiVincenzo in at the shooting guard. Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, Chris Middleton was a first-time All-Star in 2019. We all know that Middleton is one of the league's best shooters, but he had to adjust his game to a new system under coach Mike Budenholzer. Middleton said, "I guess that's what being an All-Star is, a team player and a complete player. Not playing for stats, playing for nothing else but to win." Kevin?
First-time All-Star and well-deserved. David, thank you.
It's very efficient and a well-tuned offense for the Bucks. They drive, they kick, they get open threes. Second in the league last year, as that was Mike Budenholzer's biggest change in threes. Well, he's too good a finisher to blow that kind of chance, but that's going to be a wake-up call to the defense.
Pass to Ilyasova. Over Chandler. Ilyasova can't hit. And with the Bucks in their offense, Brent, it all starts with Giannis.
Starts with Giannis, and that might have got them into trouble last year. They could maybe use another creator in a way where a guy can manufacture his own points. Who knows? Maybe that's growth within. Maybe that's Chris Middleton as he tries to improve his game, or Eric Bledsoe in some way. But the team does need a little bit more dynamism on the offensive end. Well, if you're giving up that much height, the only thing that you can do as a defender is to foul him.
Here's Dinwiddie. Doesn't go that time. The Bucks go the other way with it. They couldn't put the pieces together, losing that last matchup with Boston. The score now all even. DiVincenzo's got his first basket.
That's their third straight make off an assist.
Pass to Allen. Kicks it to Harris. From downtown. Kept alive.
Oh, great timing. He is one tough customer on that offensive glass.
You know, it's like he has a sixth sense of where that rebound is going. Passes it to Ilyasova. Dinwiddie against Hill. The pass to Connaughton. 6 on the shot clock. Lopez, no luck.
And typically he has the touch to finish when he's in tight, but not sure on that possession.
Harris. DiVincenzo with the rebound.
Yeah, one player sometimes can drag down your offense, and he seems to be an anchor here in this quarter.
And it's good, 2 points. And at the end of the year, Brent, we've been seeing an uptick in play from some young lottery-bound teams.
Well, they're always excited about having opportunity to play loose and play free. The backside of that is you didn't play well enough to get into the playoffs.
Right.
So, you know, good coaching staffs with young teams that have potential, Kevin, will ask their teams to be spoilers. Like, embrace the idea of let's compete tonight against that team because they're the fourth seed. Yeah, let's go up against this.
Sure.
There are other teams that, quite frankly, just give up on the year. And some guys will have some big empty numbers to finish off the season. You got to temper your kind of eyeballs on those things.
Lopez, no luck. For Brooklyn, they've gone 4 of 10 in the second quarter from the field. KD passes to Irving. Out of bounds. Milwaukee takes possession. And let's see what the Nets have coming up. On Friday, they'll be playing against Lou Williams and the Los Angeles Clippers. Then on Sunday, they continue the road trip, heading out to Sacramento to take on the Kings.
And that game against the Wizards, that's a contest that could easily go either way. Small mistakes could be the difference, and both teams will need to be at their best.
Well, you like guys who can work that in-between area, really keeps the defense honest.
Oh, man, that is just easy for him out there. At his size, with that kind of touch, that is money.
We'll see if they want to trade 2 for 1 here.
Got to time up that clock to do so.
No good from Connaughton. Brooklyn's got nothing but zeros from long range in the second quarter. 0 of 4. Outside Irving. Buries it from 3-point range. Irving's got 7.
He's seeing everything right now. Fantastic job pulling the trigger when he's open.
Pass to Connaughton. There's a 4-second difference from the shot clock to the game clock. Pass to DiVincenzo. Solid shot from the distance of about 14 feet. DiVincenzo's got his second basket of the game.
Just impressed with the teamwork out there, setting the table for one another.
And Connaughton has it in the corner. Oh, and that one, no question, powered it down.
And he's an automatic finisher when he gets into that area.
He is, and he picks the simple one-hand stuff to get the 2-point. Thanks, David, and we'll be back shortly following halftime to get the third quarter underway.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello. A competitive matchup for Milwaukee in the first quarter. Their field goal percentage was a... And that's...
We've got second half action for you, and if the next couple quarters are similar to the first, this one could go down to the last possession. You look at Antetokounmpo really making a difference here.
Yeah, it's been a great performance from him, really staying focused on quality shots.
Yeah, this is showing that they're not going to play at anybody else's pace but their own.
So for Brooklyn now, Spencer Dinwiddie out there with Irving. Then there's Karis LeVert. Then there's DeAndre Jordan. And it's Durant in at the 4 spot.
Middleton right now staying aware of where his teammates are and hitting them when they're open.
And with the signing of Durant and Irving along with DeAndre Jordan, Greg, are the Brooklyn Nets now claiming the mantle for the top team in New York?
Listen, they were already the better team a season ago. After stealing the Knicks thunder in free agency, acquiring the superstar talent, they're poised to steal the Knicks' cultural relevance as well.
Fantastic ball movement. They're picking them apart with their passing.
Here's Irving. Durant trying to break free. And the shot is good. The Bucks' lead has been cut down to just 4 points with the bucket from Irving.
I don't know how he does it, but Kyrie does such a great job to get deep position and convert, separating himself from other point guards in the league with that finishing ability.
My goodness, he is such a great dunker.
Greg, a high riser, no doubt about it. 90 seconds now into the second half. And it was still over the rim. Offensive basket interference. Taurean Prince, he's checked in for Brooklyn. Harris comes in for Spencer Dinwiddie. Bucks leading by 6. Here's Antetokounmpo, and the slam dunk by Antetokounmpo.
This guy upping his scoring average every year. Tonight's effort's only going to increase the chances of Giannis to do that again maybe this season.
And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Chris Middleton. That is his first foul of the game. Spencer Dinwiddie's checked in for Brooklyn.
Yeah, they're going to try to search out for somebody that's got a hot hand right now. 1 of 4 to start the half.
Giannis, no good. And so it's Harris who will bring it up for the Brooklyn Nets. 2 minutes into the second half of play now. He dishes it to Durant. Lets it go from the wing, and the shot goes in. KD's got 8 points.
Because of the physical skills and the versatile approach, it's hard not to run plays through Durant pretty much every time down the floor.
Lopez kicks to Bledsoe. Back to Lopez. And it's sent back by KD. Matthews passes to Giannis. Second shot opportunity.
If there's one end of the floor that DJ takes seriously, it's the defensive end, and he loves to get up and reject those shots.
Now let's jump over to the 2K leaderboard to get an idea of which big men have been this season's most elite low-post scoring threats. Number 1, Giannis Antetokounmpo.
He is so polished offensively in the low post. I mean, even when the defense collapses, he's got guys all around, and he finds a way to put the ball in the basket.
Looking at who's out there now for the Bucks. Williams, he's checked in for Lopez. Korver comes in for Wesley Matthews. And George Hill's subbed in for Eric Bledsoe. And it's good for 2. 16 points for Giannis.
And this has been a great job of just getting into the middle of that defense and really scoring effectively from the paint.
And the first timeout called of the game for Brooklyn. Brent, the league's been trying to clean up some of the physicality that we see, some of the jawing, but there are some players that do a great job of nonetheless getting under an opponent's skin.
I don't think, Kevin, over the past couple of years, we would deem the NBA as being more physical than at any other time. Can you say that?
I think that's fair.
We would never say that. But there are still irritants in the game. And the reason why those guys do that is because that's their competitive advantage. And that's the way the league is always going to operate. There are going to be guys out there who are going to use either their intellect to get inside your head or do things on a physical level that are going to cause you to think about what it is you're doing on the floor. And when you find those guys are really interesting players to watch. You're not going to replicate their shooting form, Kevin. But in terms of sometimes their approach, there are things that you might be able to learn from a Draymond Green or a Marcus Smart.
There's no doubt. Yep, it goes in, and the Milwaukee lead is cut down now to just 6 in the basket from Harris. Outside Hill. He feeds it to Antetokounmpo. And it's sent back by Allen.
Yeah, and checking out the numbers.
And it looks like, yep, it's a coach's challenge on the personal foul. That triggers a replay review by the official.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replay, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving and how fast the action really is and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on.
And it's Hill penetrating to the middle. Antetokounmpo, no good.
Defense as tough as it comes right there. He's a hard man to deny when he gets the ball to the rim.
That's in, and the Milwaukee lead is cut down to 2 on the bucket from Prince.
Well, good timing on that shot as Prince got himself into a good space before knocking that jumper down.
And the slam dunk by Antetokounmpo.
Fundamentals, guys, using the one-hand slam.
Well, he makes the basics look pretty exceptional. KD, that's for 2. The rebound by the Bucks. Giannis has got rebound number 9 now. What an effort here tonight. And the dunk by Giannis.
That's a nice move on the bounce from Giannis, showing that the tools are getting sharper.
Down low, Durant. Beautiful dish, and the layup goes down. KD's got 12 points in the game.
Not just the accuracy in the quarter, it's his movement and the energy that's getting him on this nice roll.
Here's Giannis. Chalk up 2 there. Antetokounmpo's got 26.
Well, Giannis scores inside, one of the best in the business at getting his feet wet in the paint, and a strong feel for the attack that time.
And so it's the Milwaukee Bucks with their lead standing at 6 points here at the end of the quarter. And you have to credit their defense for the job they've been doing against Irving. Kyrie's been almost invisible out there, and we don't say that very often. We've got more in store for you right after this. And let's take now this moment to bring up our State Farm assist of the game.
And the definition of teamwork right there, guys. I mean, what great communication between them, and what a beautiful feed.
The coaches talk about it all the time, but to be able to play with that kind of feel, nice play, collaborating, improvising, and organic.
Well, this has been a great contest so far, and I imagine the fourth quarter could have even more action in store for us. Ilyasova out there with Marvin Williams. Then there's Kyle Korver, and it's DiVincenzo in at the point guard position. That's the 5 on the floor for the Bucks. It's good.
And they're controlling the boards, Kevin. That's +5 in that category.
Irving looking over the floor. Chandler, no good.
Well, that's how to protect the rim without fouling. Force him into an awkward release and a bit of an adjustment on the layup.
Williams passes to Ilyasova. And he can't extend the lead to double digits.
You know what? They're winning, though, despite the fact that he has just been really tough.
Now a timeout called by Brooklyn.
And they're allowing too many points in the paint. Coach is going to let them hear about it.
Yeah, coach knows that. They know that. In the timeout, they're going to hear about it, make the adjustment.
Big group substitution here for Milwaukee. Lopez, he's checked in for Williams. Chris Middleton comes in for Kyle Korver. Wesley Matthews checked in for Pat Connaughton. Eric Bledsoe is subbed in for Dante DiVincenzo. And a switch here for Brooklyn. KD's checked in for Wilson Chandler. All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Thanks, Kevin. Kenny Atkinson had some words for his team during the break. He said he just wants them to play faster. It feels like they've been too lackadaisical with the ball and that their aggressiveness just isn't there right now. Kevin, back to you.
Okay, David, much appreciated. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Chris Middleton. That's foul number 2 for him. Irving against Bledsoe. 6 to shoot. Levert kicks to Irving.
Maybe there are ways to contribute that don't involve shooting the basketball. That's the best way that maybe he can help them out trying to win this game. Looks like the game plan is they're willing to give him that kind of shot. It worked out for them this time, but if they give it to him again, I bet 3 points are coming, Kevin.
And perimeter scoring, I have to imagine it was a topic of discussion at halftime.
Maybe trying to find a little bit more space and ball movement to get guys open at the three-point line.
And even with good coverage defensively that time, he has confidence to drill the three.
The aggressiveness, the intelligence of Durant, able to put it on the floor and draw contact.
And the first one drops. And KD drops them both.
Now you could tell he's feeling confident right now at the line, and when he's on, he can be lights out.
Bledsoe taking his time here. And Middleton kicks to Bledsoe. And there's the feed to Ilyasova. Great D that time from Irving. Nets trail by 5. Durant attacking. Bledsoe with the rebound. Durant with the steal. And out of bounds as the Bucks gain possession. The Bucks making a switch here. Antetokounmpo's checked in. Jordan, he's checked in for the Nets. Spencer Dinwiddie comes in for Joe Harris. Here's Antetokounmpo, and foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
Well, a little bit each year, Giannis gets fouled at a higher and higher clip. That shows about how much more aggressive and how much more confident and how much more usage he's had through his first few seasons.
Passes to Levert. Feeds it to KD. Lopez with the steal. Fast break, Milwaukee. Bledsoe finds Giannis. Tries again. To the paint. Here's Middleton. Antetokounmpo trying to break loose. And Middleton the bucket on the assist by Matthews.
Staying confident in the paint. Middleton does a good job sinking that one.
Here's Irving. Lopez with the block. Now Bledsoe inside. Durant with the steal. From outside the arc. Good on that shot. And with that, the Bucks' lead is cut down now to just 5 on the basket from Dinwiddie.
Fantastic bomb there, just especially against the taller defender.
And there's the pass to Matthews. Back to Bledsoe. He kicks it to Giannis. Outside Matthews. Durant against Antetokounmpo. Back to Bledsoe. To the middle and stolen by Jordan.
can't waste any time here.
Well, it's probably a little bit too late here, but you really need to score a bucket here to stay alive.
Really the right play defensively. If you can't block, force him to the line.
How about the charisma of KD that time? Teammates loving what he's bringing to the table here tonight.
Clutch. Those free throws turn this into a one-possession ball game.
We can probably expect to see him slow it down now.
Yeah, I think you want to milk your possession.
They're in total command of this game with time starting to run out.
Yeah, looking for a miracle worker out there is the opposing coaching staff. I don't know that they have one. This game seems to be well in hand.
And such a clutch shooter. I mean, he lives for the big shot. And when he's rolling like this, watch out.
Lopez outside. And now we've got the intentional foul.
Had to foul, and on that occasion to stop the clock. That's the enemy in this situation.
So the first one drops, and that makes it a three-point lead.
Lopez serves as an unbelievable case study for someone who changed his game over time. I mean, almost in a season. So specifically, how he added the three-point shot, it's made him such a valuable asset to this offense.
All right, David, thank you. And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For Greg.
lower body fluid and goaltend. Puck pickups, upper and lower body fluid, and goaltend.
ask this of people that really spend a lot of time putting builds together, like yourself. Do you think about what kind of gameplay you want to use that build for? For example, Do you think about a build differently if you're going to create something for the neighborhood and park gameplay as opposed to something for like 5-on-5 or rec?
Oh, for sure. If I'm using, say, like that Giannis build I was talking about, it has like a 60 ball control. I can get away with that at the park, you know, kind of messing around, dribbling and all that kind of stuff like that. But
Milwaukee was. Thanks for joining us here on 2K Sports. D8. Well, thank you, David. And a moment now to look at the year-to-year scoring output and how it has been trending for Lopez.
And looking at his offensive numbers from the past few years, it seems like teams around the league have kind of figured him out. He's having to work a lot harder for his points, and they haven't been coming nearly as easily as they used to.
Look at the 76ers starting group. The tall lineup out there for the 76ers. Simmons, Richardson, Harris, Horford, and Embiid. And for the Bucks, Middleton and Giannis are the forward tandem. The backcourt comprised of Bledsoe and Matthews. And it's Lopez in at the 5, roaming the paint. A lot of speed out there, Chris. Should be a track meet tonight. You played in a number of systems. Did you prefer a faster game or a slower pace?
Oh, I preferred the fastest game. That's why I love the West Coast play. Now, you got some teams changing that, especially when you look at Milwaukee and Toronto. They play like West Coast teams, but, oh, I love the West Coast style of play, and I love playing fast. It's a lot more fun for everyone.
Milwaukee shooting their first shots from the free throw line tonight.
And 74% has been the mark for them on the season thus far.
Now here's Simmons, one of the dependable scorers on the team. He's averaging close to 17 points a game. Just 5 on the clock. And there's Embiid. That's good on the assist by Simmons.
Great feed. Simmons, the passing skills of a point. At 6'10", he can see the whole court.
Bledsoe passes to Middleton. Back to Bledsoe. From deep three-point range, Milwaukee getting another chance here. And so Simmons will bring it up for Philadelphia. Harris kicks to Simmons. Launches a 3. Antetokounmpo grabs the miss. To the inside. Count the bucket, coming off a perfectly placed assist.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Yeah, very little resistance. I mean, you had to bring much faster help than that.
And Chris, as skilled as he is offensively, some overlook Joel Embiid's defensive impact.
Yeah, Kevin, he's the centerpiece of their defense. He's an outstanding rim protector, and he moves great for a player his size.
Well, what's not to like about Joel Embiid? A physical specimen at over 7 feet tall, all the skill in the world, and a personality made for stardom.
And here is Simmons following the three-pointer by Chris Middleton.
3 for 4 from the field to start the game. They'll take that.
Bledsoe against Simmons. Bledsoe passes to Antetokounmpo, and Giannis throws it down.
Oh, great flow to that possession. 2 players totally in sync with each other.
You talk about Embiid's personality, whether it's on the court or through social media. Greg, he's not shy speaking his mind.
One of the best trash talkers in the league. He doesn't hold back, but it's never personal. He's embracing the spirit of competition.
Fast break, Milwaukee. Matthews leading the charge. And Giannis throws it down.
Attacking in transition, the most consistent way to generate easy looks.
Yeah, you can tell they love to get out and run when the opportunity is there.
Now here's Embiid. Right now, checking his stats, he's averaging over 23 points a game. Giannis left side. Here's Lopez. Passes it to Antetokounmpo. Second chance shot. He lays it in. Giannis has got 12 points in the game.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
He usually takes advantage of D like that. Should have been a simple layup.
It's hauled in by Harris.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good a look.
Here's Richardson. Back to Horford. Here's Harris. He had a 24-point outing in their last game against Detroit. And now the fast break. Matthews with the ball. Here's Lopez. Matthews finds Lopez. Outside for Bledsoe. A chance there to push it to double digits, but it's off the mark. The 76ers trail by 7. Here's Horford. The basket good off the assist from Simmons.
Even though he's been stretched out this game, Horford, he still remains a solid mid-range jump shooter.
Floats it up for Giannis. Throws down the alley-oop slam.
Oh, and the lead gets bigger on a ridiculous offensive sequence.
That dunk alone would have been spectacular. Never mind it coming at the end of an alley-oop.
It puts the D in a tough spot when you have a point guard who can throw it down.
He really does, GA. He really does put pressure on you.
And guys, it's clear, though, he enjoys showing off his athleticism. The D can't give him these opportunities. Playing him tough inside and preventing the layup, that'll get the whole team pumped up.
Down low, it's deflected. Stolen by Middleton. And it's Antetokounmpo penetrated. And the slam dunk by Antetokounmpo.
And how about the initiative there from Antetokounmpo? Excellent at seeing lanes to the basket and then just taking advantage.
Got it up. No good. Shot missing. And so it's Milwaukee bringing the court. Already a superstar. Antetokounmpo talked about how
I'm just trying to focus on the court.
I think he's already a top 5 player. With his skill set and physical tools, he can be an all-time great.
He's shown the dedication. I think he's only going to get better.
And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we've played through 1 quarter of action so far. And look what we've seen from Milwaukee. What do you think, guys?
Just a terrific first quarter, sparked really by their unselfishness.
Well, I love the ball movement so far, GA. Everything clicking at the offensive end.
So on the floor for Philadelphia, Mike Scott out there with Joel Embiid. Then it's Robinson. Then there's Alec Burks. And it's Thibault in at the 2-guard spot.
And for the Sixers, the health of their draft picks has been a story. Zaire Smith, Markelle Fultz, Ben Simmons, Joel Embiid, all missing significant time with injury.
Health continues to be a key for them, GA. Embiid in particular, he's missed some games last year, missed some back-to-backs. He's 7'2". You just hope his knees could withstand the grind. They got to keep him going to reach their goal.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
Kevin, Josh Richardson has made himself into one of the top defensive wings in the league. Richardson says there's a certain competitiveness that comes with being a good defender. The defensive end takes will, and I have a lot of it. Kevin J. Rich is self-described as super competitive, and that edge is what drives him.
It sure is. That's what it takes. Thank you, David.
And they've done well at taking advantage of some late defensive rotations and getting the ball in the paint.
Hill dishes to Lopez. And Embiid pulls it down. Embiid's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. And here is Scott. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. Embiid kicks to Robinson. Clock at 6. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. Most teams now look to run early and often, Chris. And there are some keys to finding success, aren't there, in the transition game?
Yeah, and the first key is you run fast and you speed up the pace, but that doesn't mean you hurry and take a hurried shot. Pacing and speed is all about getting it past half court to see if the defense is set, and if they're not, to take advantage. But it's a 2-step process. And for teams to just run all crazy or willy-nilly like my grandfather used to say, well, you're not going to do anything but play fast and bad.
And he takes that one up and powers it through.
And that was the correct play to make. George Hill, a very discerning playmaker.
To the paint, and Robinson throws it down.
Well, check out that assist. That's a pair of teammates that are clearly on the same page.
Burks against Hill. Here in the second quarter, we've played a little over 2.5 minutes now. Korver, good.
If you do not respect that Kyle Korver has been making a living as a sniper from deep, then you haven't been doing your studying. You don't know the scouting report.
Now, here's Burks. 11 points for him in that last game against Detroit. And good that time.
Man, he's got such a great touch and feel around the basket. He made that reverse look easy.
Hill looking it over. Outside Korver. It's back to Hill. Nice concentration to hit the double clutch layup. And the Bucks lead by 4.
And very slippery. George Hill, I mean, you give him a step, he'll take it all the way.
And just over 3.5 minutes played here in the second quarter. Burks against Hill. Burks the pass to Robinson. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Robinson's got 8 here in the quarter.
They're getting on a roll inside. Their last 3 field goals have come from the paint.
Pass to Ilyasova. Shoots over Scott. There's the feed to Hill. And the shot goes in.
Always looking for the high.
And folks, the coach's challenge has been initiated for a personal foul. Close game like this, and he thought it wasn't a good call.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving and how fast the action really is and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review. And with the offense getting right to the rim, at least they saved the layup.
Simmons checked in for Philadelphia.
And really, the ceiling for Antetokounmpo is limitless. I mean, he has the potential to be a Hall of Famer one day.
Here's Korkmaz. He's still scoreless so far in this one. That one's off. He starts the game with a miss.
2 for 1, probably the way to go.
Yeah, G, I imagine that's what they're thinking. You have to maximize the possessions. I mean, this could end up being a big night for him. I mean, if this quarter is any indication.
Korver against Simmons. Kicks to Richardson. The pass to Horford. Back to Richardson. The shot's good on the assist by Horford. Richardson's got his second bucket of the night.
Oh, man, the awareness and the IQ of Horford. Look, so adept at getting the ball to his open teammates.
Outside Korver from the arc. Here's Giannis. And they have their chances. 2 offensive rebounds, but they still come up empty. All right, Dave, thank you. And time now for the halftime break with the third quarter soon to follow.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back. It was a big-time first quarter for Giannis Antetokounmpo. He had 20 points, 2 steals, and
And in that first half, we saw a pretty tight battle. We'll soon find out what sort of adjustments were discussed during the half. You look at Antetokounmpo, and this game has been everywhere.
And how about the amount he's contributing in the scoring column through 2 quarters? He has been terrific.
Yeah, Greg, this game has his fingerprints all over it. Now looking to replicate what he did in the first half.
Third quarter action getting rolling right now. Brought to you by Gatorade. All fueled up and ready to go. Here's who's on the floor. On the court for the Bucks. The backcourt comprised of Bledsoe and Matthews. Middleton and Giannis are the forward tandem. And it's Lopez in at the pivot spot manning the middle. Embiid against Middleton. Pass to Horford. Shot clock at 6. The 76ers need to get off a shot. And they turn over the 24-second buzzer, signaling the shot clock violation.
Looking now at the numbers for Middleton. Since the All-Star break, he has been superb. 8th in free throw percentage, and he sits in the top 15 in points per game. An absolute powerhouse offensively.
And yeah, he's a true professional at the free throw line. It's a part of the game where he excels. You want him at the line for you in crunch time. Chris, the NBA has flattened now the draft lottery odds. And now that you've seen it at work, seen it in play, any additional changes you might make?
Well, you know, Kev, I still a wait and see for me. I definitely like the NBA making sure they try to address the problem. You never want a team to think that they can be rewarded for losing. So I like what we've done so far, but, you know, if I'm a GM, if I'm a president, I'm always going to try to find ways to manipulate and find that, you know, those open gray areas. And so I think this is something we're always going to have to address, but I love the fact the NBA has gotten ahead of the problem.
Well, like the Clippers of a year ago, they looked like, gosh, they've lost all their superstars, but they gave it such a great go. They actually made the playoffs.
Yeah, and it started from the top. I mean, Mr. Ballmer said, listen, we do not want to lose. We're going to go in and we're going to play hard. And I tell you what, I think that that's what rewarded them during free agency by able to go out and recruit players and say, listen, we don't lose here. We just need you to take us over the top. And I think that's a pretty good recruiting pitch.
And the shot is good. The Bucks lead has been cut down to 3 on the bucket from Simmons. Simmons against Bledsoe to the middle. Embiid with the steal. Simmons looking around. Wide open. Poked loose.
Hard work on the boards. A lot of competition for that one. But he's got the limp to be the first one, too.
And it's Matthews with the jam.
The D just kind of stepping aside and letting him get to the rim.
There's a reason, GA. The lead is what it is right now.
Oh, Kevin, the coaching staff has to be upset. You can't give the opposition easy buckets like this, GA.
A platoon swap here for Milwaukee. Hill against Burks. Passes it to Ilyasova. Goes back up. Kicks it to Lopez. Outside Hill. His three-pointers off the mark.
They're having trouble getting going here in the second half. I mean, that's their 4th miss in 5 attempts.
Embiid, no good. Milwaukee leading by 5. Just over 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second half. Burks against Hill. High post Lopez. Just 5 to shoot. Here's Connaughton. Milwaukee, no good that time either. The 76ers trail by 5. Inside, Burks. Banked in off the glass. Burks has got his second basket.
Fantastic ball movement. They're picking them apart with their passing.
Hill against Burks. And Ilyasova kicks to Hill. And that one drops. Hill's got 6 points. The 76ers have gone 3 of 5 to start the second half, developing a nice rhythm out there.
Well, George Hill, the veteran guard, doesn't produce at the volume he once did. Still, he brings a lot of value to a team.
Here's Thibault. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. Basket counts.
Oh, man, he's a polished interior player. I love seeing Embiid establish himself down low and then go to work.
Now here is Hill. 3-point lead. To the paint. Embiid against Hill. Pass to Thibault. Terrific assist. A nice finish. Solid play all around.
Yeah, these defenders just looked a bit overmatched, especially inside.
Burks against Hill. Ilyasova dishes to Hill. 41 seconds left here in the third quarter. Here's Lopez, and the pass to Connaughton. He kicks to Hill. To the inside, and the dunk by Lopez.
Well, Lopez is terrific on the offensive glass. I love seeing him use his long arms to haul in the boards.
Burks against Hill. Now, here's Brooks. He's tightly guarded. To the middle. Here's Embiid. The rebound by the Bucks. Here's DiVincenzo. And he goes in for the dunk.
Yeah, I mean, maybe could have tried for a more memorable dunk than that one.
And we know he's capable of those memorable ones. Gets it off. And the last second attempt doesn't fall. And that's going to do it for the third quarter. The Bucks on top. And how about a look now at our assist of the game? Brought to you by State Farm.
And he may not be known as a pass-first guy playing out of the two-guard spot, but he shows here that he can dole out an assist or two when he needs to.
Oh, yeah, no need for hero ball there. I mean, you just need to make the right basketball play. Outstanding dish that time.
Well, what a terrific game it's been so far, with this fourth quarter sure to bring more pressure-packed basketball. On the court for Philadelphia to start the fourth. Down low, it's Harris and Horford. In the backcourt, Simmons and Richardson. And it's Korkmaz in at the small forward spot. And a wide open look for Simmons. Basket is good. The assist from Harris. 9 points for Ben Simmons.
Adding another dimension to his game. Simmons, important that he continues to make these catch and shoot shots.
Korver, no luck.
He's done a lot of the little things to help put them in front. I mean, but his offense has not been there for him tonight.
Harris to tie it up. Horford the pass to Harris.
Oh, man, the defenders have to be more cautious when guarding Harris. He is constantly looking to draw contact on his shots.
Makes it, and the next one could tie it up.
Well, you look at the career of Tobias Harris, and, well, he's bounced around a bit. Has never slowed his development or production, though. You put him anywhere, and he'll find a way to help his team.
Looking at who's out there now for the Bucks. Antetokounmpo's checked in for Williams. Chris Middleton comes in for Kyle Korver. And Eric Bledsoe subbed in for Dante DiVincenzo. They get a hand on it. Stolen by Bledsoe. And Antetokounmpo schemes it in.
And this is what you love about the game. Superb defense, great steal, and just like that, they add 2 points to this narrow lead.
Now here is Horford. And another turnover here by Philadelphia. And with Harris, he's been moved so many times. You know what, Greg? You forget he's still quite young.
Yeah, I mean, he really is just starting to enter what should be the prime of his career. Has improved every offseason and is a great rebounder and scorer.
You can learn a lot by watching him operate on your offense.
Pass to Embiid. They need this. The rebound by the Bucks. Giannis has got his 7th rebound here tonight. And now they decide to foul intentional.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
On the wing, Giannis. Simmons against Bledsoe. Clock at 6. Down low. And Lopez throws it down.
It doesn't take much for Lopez to dunk it. All he needs is the right positioning inside.
Passes to Embiid. Stolen by Middleton. And even 3-on-3 break. And Giannis with the basket on the assist by Matthews. Matthews has got 3 assists tonight. Simmons against Bledsoe. And the basket is good. And that's 11 points for Ben Simmons.
And with that one, he halts an 11-0 run by Milwaukee.
It's Antetokounmpo on the wing. Back to Bledsoe. To the paint. Here's Giannis. And the dunk by Giannis.
And this offense is in a perfect rhythm. And you can see how they're finishing their plays.
Yeah, right now it feels like they can't miss. But we'll see how long they can make this last.
Pass to Horford. Kicks it to Harris. Some nice ball movement here by the 76ers. Here's Embiid. Good. And Harris gets the assist. 8 points for Joel Embiid.
What a finisher Embiid is. He's a pro at not letting the defense dictate to him.
The pass to Antetokounmpo. Now here's Matthews. Bledsoe taking his time here. Shot clock at 5. He's looking for Giannis and finds him.
And guys, he's not an easy man to stop when he's got the rim in his sights.
Never has been, never will be. He is a determined finisher. No good from Simmons. Bucks leading by 11.
And now as the clock ticks down, this is going to end up as a solid victory here for Milwaukee.
And they're fully in control now, but there were some tense moments, I thought, for them throughout this game.
Listen, they certainly weren't coasting despite what the score looks like. I love the way they came together, though, when everything started to look a little dire and really put the hammer down.
And in the win-loss column, tonight's game will push their record up to 54 wins on the year. And, you know, when you look at the huge impact he had, just a monster game for Giannis Antetokounmpo.
They needed someone to do the heavy lifting tonight, and he was their man, scoring every way he knows how.
Bledsoe against Simmons. Pass to Middleton. Takes a 3. Giannis dishes to Lopez. Passes it to Middleton. 3-pointer. Drills it from outside.
And you can sense that these fans, these players, they are ready to celebrate.
And you know they are, sure. I mean, come on, the finish line is in sight. All they have to do is play it smart.
Well, this one is winding down now. Milwaukee can watch the clock run out. And the dunk by Giannis.
And it's just competing, you know, giving your best when it matters most.
Well, this is what guys play for, and when it pans out like this, it's a great fit.
Well, if you don't take care of the ball, fellas, that's what can happen.
Absolutely, Greg. That makes the turnover even more painful.
Yeah, going defense to offense in an instant. Every team now calibrated to do that.
And that's got to happen if they want to have a chance to turn this thing around. I mean, he needs to just take the game over. I mean, it seems like he's been hesitant to pull the trigger.
So no problem for Milwaukee as they get David. Thank you as always. And that'll do it, folks. For Greg Anthony.
fluid and goaltending. puck pickups, upper and lower body fluid, and goaltending.
Regardless,
you spent so much time in 2K20 creating builds. What is one thing you'd like to see with the build system or the archetype system going into next year?
I kind of would like to see a little bit more of a, I don't know how to say, kind of more like of a balance. This year, the popular build is blue, and I think it's blue and green, finishing and shooting. But then you're kind of really limited to only shooting. You can't really dribble too much. You can't really play the best defense. I kind of would like just more of a balanced system.
What's some of your favorite game modes to play?
Milwaukee was. It's the NBA. The feeling, no doubt, mutual. Thanks, DA. And taking a broader look here at the year-over-year scoring trend for Lopez.
And looking at his offensive numbers from the past few years, it seems like teams around the league have kind of figured him out. He's having to work a lot harder for his points, and they haven't been coming nearly as easily as they used to.
Let's check out Toronto's starting lineup. Anunoby and Siakam in at the forward slots. Fred VanVleet out there with Lowry, and it's Ibaka in at the 5. And for the Bucks, Middleton and Giannis are the forward tandem. The backcourt comprised of Bledsoe and Matthews, and it's Lopez in at the center position. Just 4 to shoot. Here's Siakam. He can't get that one to fall. Good D by Giannis. And the shooting guard, Wesley Matthews, a terrific defender who has no hesitation, Greg, in taking that long 3.
A pretty good combination. Weathered an Achilles tear back in 2015, but has remained a steady rotation player.
Lopez, no luck. Last outing for Toronto, they won that game against the Jazz in Salt Lake City.
How about the athleticism of Pascal Siakam? So tough to corral when he's going on the dribble drive.
Outside Matthews. Antetokounmpo against Siakam. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. A lot of opinions, Doris, on who may be named the coach of the year. When you look at the criteria for you when you're voting, what do you look at?
Well, obviously, you think about who has the best record. That's the first thing you look at. And what has contributed to that best record. But it isn't only about that, right? You have to consider, number one, what's the roster challenges that head coach may have had to overcome? Did he have to deal with any mid-season trades? There are so many things that go into making up a great year as a basketball coach in the NBA. So many things.
And oh, here we go. Lopez has got it, the fast break chance. Second shot opportunity. Antetokounmpo, no good.
Boy, having a hard time making shots. Just 1 for 4 to start this game.
Here's Anunoby. Lopez covering. Lowry against Bledsoe. Lowry passes to VanVleet. 14 feet away, and that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
And the move back to his more natural 5 position has rejuvenated Serge Ibaka. More room to operate offensively, and defensively he can stay in the paint where he's effective.
Now here's Giannis. And the points coming for him in big bunches. His average stands at just about 29.5 points a game.
Good way to start this game. You want to get him rolling as early as possible.
And you know this, Greg. He's a guy who, if he gets hot, he can carry your offense for long stretches.
Here's Anunoby. Giannis Antetokounmpo making his last shot. And Ibaka kicks to Anunoby. In the corner, it's VanVleet. Nailed from three-point land. And Ibaka's shooting ability, Doris, had enabled him to play some power forward, but his mobility was being tested.
Correct, because at Ibaka's size, it's tough to ask him to chase smaller guys around the perimeter. He is much better suited playing inside and protecting the rim. I think you saw that last season.
And the rejection by Lowry. Antetokounmpo, no good. Raptors with the lead. VanVleet passes to Lowry. To the right side. Stolen by Middleton. Here's Giannis. And the dunk by Giannis.
Attacking in transition, the most consistent way to generate easy looks.
The very definition of quality transition offense. If it can end at the cup, it's exactly where you want it.
Now here is Lowry. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. Van Vliet kicks to Lowe. 6 to shoot. The Raptors need to get a shot off. Ibaka, and it's off from three-point range. And here's Giannis. He'll bring it up for the Bucks. Middleton dishes to Lopez, and it's in there.
Brook Lopez never stops working, especially inside where he has been a force.
Lowry against Bledsoe. Lowry passes to Anunoby. We've got 28 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Now here's Van Vliet. He's covered by Matthews. And again, no good by Toronto. Bucks leading by 3. There's the lob at Antetokounmpo. An emphatic alley-oop jam.
Oh, phenomenal alley-oop slam there.
They are taking advantage of a team that looks lost out there. Matthews with the steal. The shot by Middleton, wide open. Giannis Antetokounmpo, he's feeling it. Rather a lot of letters that go into the spelling of Giannis Antetokounmpo's.
The Nigerian way, you gotta save.
Seems easy enough, right?
I guess so. I think a lot of people are going to stick with Giannis or the Greek Freak.
And for those of you just tuning in, the second quarter of action is where we're at right now. And what stands out to you from the Bucks in this one?
Well, you come in thinking they're going to settle for perimeter jump shots. Think again.
They've certainly made the commitment to pounding the basketball into the painted area, and boy, is it paying dividends.
And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor, all fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. And Milwaukee looking at who they've got. We've got Ilyasova, also Antetokounmpo out there, and it's DiVincenzo in at the 2. Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
Well, Kevin, one of the reasons Toronto was able to win the NBA championship was the astronomical improvement from Pascal Siakam, who was recognized as the league's most improved player. It was the dream of Pascal's late father that he'd reach this level, and his determination to make that reality has brought him a long way from home. Kevin?
It has indeed, D.A. Great story, and thank you. Here's Antetokounmpo. Good. The assist goes to Hill. Giannis has got the lead up to 9 now for the Bucks.
The plan of attack is obvious. Get the ball inside and go strong to the rim.
In Toronto, choosing their team name back in '94, the fans helped them narrow it down, and with dinosaurs all over the silver screen, it helped tilt things towards the Raptors.
And we all remember those early uniforms, those giant velociraptors across the front. Fortunately, they've toned it down a bit since then.
Now here's Ilyasova. They lead by their biggest margin of the game, 9. Goes back up. Antetokounmpo passes to Ilyasova. Antetokounmpo dishes to Ilyasova. They shoot again. It's deflected. 3-on-3. Pass to Davis. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. You can't help but notice that teams are shooting earlier in the shot clock. One theory being the faster you shoot, the more possessions you get. Well, and the numbers would speak to that.
No doubt, Kevin. And the reality is, for announcers and for fans, that breakneck pace makes it more exciting for us. One NBA coach told me this past year that your field goal percentage in the first 10 seconds of the shot clock gives you your best opportunity to make it. And the longer that shot clock goes on, the more your field goal percentage dips. So, hey, good for us, good for the fans, good for the teams.
And that's because the defense has a chance to settle, correct?
Exactly right.
Here's Gasol. Following the basket by George Hill. A second chance effort. Boucher passes to Gasol. And no good. Good D by Lopez. Bucks leading by 9. Pass to Williams. Bucks passing it around. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
And a chance here to look at the numbers for Hill. He's right around 9 points a night, 3 assists and 3 rebounds. Well, fans of this team will take this kind of production from him without hesitation.
I'll tell you, he has been a solid contributor. They have called his number, and he has delivered for them.
And stolen by Williams. Fires from deep. Another shot. The pass to DiVincenzo.
Just 2.
5 on the clock. Lets it go from deep. No good on the shot. And Toronto will go the other way with it. Last time they met was in Toronto.
Yeah, and they got beat last time these two teams met, and really free throws were the story.
Fast break. Milwaukee jumps up. Throws down off the coast-to-coast drive.
And boy, he gets a great jump on the rest of the field there and just leaves them behind.
You love the awareness, the decisiveness. Great job there.
Boucher's shot is off. Here's Milwaukee now. They've gone on a 10-2 run, not allowing much. Williams passes to Lopez. And the dunk by Lopez.
You know, they don't have an answer for that. Robin is just exerting his will on the inside there.
Well, Greg, this is the 15th season for the veteran Marvin Williams, former number 2 overall pick back in 2005.
And even though he has never been an all-star, Williams has always been a contributor to teams. Still can give you good rebounding and scoring in a variety of roles.
Hill, no good. Raptors trail by 15. They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
And again, Toronto no luck.
Boy, he'll usually knock it down if he's left that wide open. Just comes up empty.
Basket good.
Yeah, they're going to have a nice little run here.
The Raptors have gotten off to a rough start here in the second quarter. 0 for 5. Powell kicks to Boucher. Right wing. Hollis Jefferson passes to Powell. Here's Boucher. Left side Gasol. Pass to Boucher over Williams. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. That's on Marvin Williams. The Raptors shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game.
And they've done some really nice work at the foul line, knocking down 80%. And they're getting to the line a lot in this quarter, guys, and it hasn't been by accident.
Here is Bledsoe. And it's wow, he nails the buzzer beat. Thank you, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of action following halftime.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
After one half of play, it was a big-time first quarter for Giannis Antetokounmpo. He had 14 points, 5 points. And that does it for our...
Well, we've got a second half of basketball for you. We think it's going to be pretty good. A big comeback, though, is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly. You look at Antetokounmpo in this one. He's been everywhere.
Man, he's been running wild on him through that first half. Absolute dynamite on offense.
Boy, he has been shouldering the load. Aggressive, skilled, talented, and thus far unstoppable.
So the Raptors 5 right now. Siakam and Ibaka, the duo down low. Lowry out there with Fred VanVleet. And it's Anunoby in at the 3 spot. Siakam. Great D that time from Middleton.
A slight rebound advantage for them. One more column in their favor, and it's all adding up. Getting it done on both ends, and it shows up in the score.
Well, what I love, Greg, is the energy they're bringing right now. They're ignoring the scoreboard and playing hard.
Now, here's Siakam. And yes, it's good. Siakam's got his second bucket.
Well, Siakam pushing right through the contact. Go ahead, young sir.
Lowry against Bledsoe. And And here in the second half of play, we're just over a minute in. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. Doris, if I were to ask you right now in the league, who has the most unstoppable shot, who would you tell me?
You know what's interesting, Kevin, is I wonder if in the long view of history, James Harden's step-back three will become sort of an identifiable shot with him, the way the sky hook was with Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Yes,
right?
yes.
Like, you wonder, does that become a signature play for James? It certainly is something that's darn near impossible to stop right now. What a beautiful stroke from range. Defensively, you've got to try to take him out of his comfort zone.
To the inside. And Giannis Antetokounmpo throws it down hard.
Well, just an easy hoop, all set up by the passing instincts of Eric Bledsoe.
Van Vliet kicks to Lowry. The feed to Ibaka. Pass to Van Vliet. Pass to Anunoby. The drive by Lowry. And the rejection by Giannis. Here's Ibaka. He drains the turnaround jump shot. And here's Middleton bringing it up now for Milwaukee. Earlier in the game, they had a 19-point lead. Stolen by Van Vliet. Fast break, Toronto. Here's Siakam. And that one drops for him. Siakam's got 6 points.
Wow, what an easy look Kyle Lowry creates for his teammates. One of the best setup men in the entire league.
Matthews passes to Middleton. Up and in on the way.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
Lowry kicks to Anunoby. Ibaka right side. Here's Anunoby. Antetokounmpo defending. Anunoby passes to Siakam. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Some nice ball movement here by the Raptors. Here's Van Vliet. And that one goes long.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
Giannis with it. It's Ibaka picking him up. He gets it in there. 20 points for Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Yeah, 3 consecutive field goals have come right at the rim. The D had better start buckling down.
Well, just terrific timing from the power forward Serge Ibaka. He is a sensational leaper.
And Matthews gets it to go. And the Bucks lead by 18.
Guys, how about the journey of the Raptors' Nick Nurse? So well traveled before taking the head job in Toronto. This guy has shown his worth. In his first season as a head coach in the NBA, it translates to a title. Absolutely incredible.
Here's Anunoby after Wesley Matthews score. Here's Van Vliet. No good there off the double clutch. Bucks leading by 18. Lopez outside. Kicks to Matthews. There's the pass to Bledsoe. Antetokounmpo trying to break loose. Offensive rebound. Second chance shot. And again, it's Milwaukee converting.
Not a lot of resistance on the inside, and they're taking full advantage.
7-second difference, shot and game clock. Van Vliet passes to Siakam. Lets the 3 fly. And again, Toronto with the triple.
And they've really gotten on track here in the second half. After that shaky start, the field goal percentage steadily climbing. They couldn't make anything in that first break.
Lopez dishes to Bledsoe. Passes it to Middleton. Takes the 3. That shot off. And so it's the Milwaukee Bucks out in front by 17 points at the end of the quarter. And a moment now as we take a look at our State Farm assists of the game.
Yeah, and I like the fact we get to see this pass one more time. A magnificent feed, and you love to see your off guard taking over the playmaking duties with this much skill.
And to me, Jay, you love the unselfishness, finding the best look, and it doesn't matter who's taking it.
And we reach the fourth quarter in a game that may be already out of hand. They've got Kyle Korver. Antetokounmpo is out there with Ilyasova. And it's Connaughton in at the 2 spot. That's the 5 on the floor for the Bucks.
And really, the ceiling for Antetokounmpo is limitless. I mean, he has the potential to be a Hall of Famer one day.
Davis, the pass to Siakam. The rebound by the Bucks.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
And that one's good from Connaughton.
And that bucket adds to what has been a big difference in points in the paint between the two teams.
Pass to Powell. All right, this is going to come out of the blue here, but if you had to choose between raising the height of the basket or widening the floor, or even widening the lane, which would it be?
I have very strong feelings on this, Kevin, and for me it would be widening the floor. And the reason I say that is it feels to me in the last couple of years there are more sideline violations where teams are turning it over because they're trying to get to that corner 3, one of the most advantageous, best shots in today's game. But because that three-point line is so close to the sideline out of bounds, we're seeing too many violations. So if I had to choose between one or the other, I would absolutely widen the floor.
An even stronger second half. Tremendous efficiency at the offensive end of the floor.
Pass to Hollis Jefferson. It's Powell on the wing. To the middle, looking to end the run. Outside for Davis. Good, and the assist goes to Gasol.
Their three-point percentage has taken a big leap here in this second half.
Now the pass to Ilyasova. Second minute off the clock now in the fourth. Passes to Connaughton. Ilyasova against Siakam. Ilyasova can't hit.
A contested mid-range shot can't be what they were looking for there.
Well, especially with that defensive player in the area. You know he's going to find a way to get into the shooter and make him uncomfortable.
Pass to DiVincenzo. From deep. A second chance effort. Ilyasova dishes to Giannis. Tries yet again. And he lays it up and in. Antetokounmpo's got 6 points in the quarter.
And with the lead, I like the strategy here. Continue to get the ball to guys who can do something with it.
One thing we've learned in the NBA, the game is never over. So you've got to continue to score, continue to build your lead.
Right side Gasol. Back to Hollis Jefferson. Offline with the baseline jumper.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
Pass to Korver. Now Ilyasova. Back to Korver. Doris, when you look at the success of international players, and the league has a litany of very good international players, Doncic being the latest success story, is the perception changing about these kids when they come from overseas and play in the NBA?
Well, one of the greatest, and then to me, the greatest international player of all time, Dirk Nowitzki, a Hall of Fame player, probably changed the perception to start with. Now, listen, over the years, Luka is going to have perhaps a Hall of Fame career if he stays healthy. The reality is this. The NBA is looking for the best players to man those 15 roster spots of the 30 NBA teams. It doesn't matter where you're from, what the color of your skin is. If you can play the game of basketball and play it at the highest level, the NBA wants you to be a part of their league.
Davis finds Gasol. And here is Siakam. Back to Gasol. No good that time. 40 seconds left to play here in the fourth. Second shot opportunity. Outside Korver. The Bucks need to get a shot off here. Here we go, one-on-one. Antetokounmpo pulls it in. On offense, here are the Bucks. They played a great fourth quarter defensively, allowing only 3 points. Here's Connaughton, guarded by Powell. Connaughton passes to Ilyasova. He doesn't hit that one. From deep, misses. And so it's the Bucks taking care of business in this one. All right, David, thank you. And that about wraps it up for Greg Anthony.
puck pickups, upper and lower body fluid, and goaltending. fluid and goaltending.
This is the 2KMC, here to let you know what's going down in NBA 2K20. In the neighborhood, we've got those 2K Compete events lined up for you. Start your engine Saturday with Formula 2K. The My Points you earn from each game played will convert into distance around the track. And it's a race to the finish line.
That's a look at our settings tonight. The picture. And with tip.
Guys, Celtics coach Brad Stevens is no...
I love his honesty. All right, thank you, D.A. So let's take a look at the Boston Celtics starting lineup. Brown and Hayward, they're the wing. Tatum out there with Daniel Tice. And it's Walker in at the point guard position. And for the Bucks, Giannis is the 4 with Lopez the 5. Matthews and Middleton, the 2 wings. And it's Bledsoe in at the point. Here's Lopez, and the call up. And yep, we thought we might see it. And the coach's challenge has been triggered on the personal foul call.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving and how fast the action really is and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. With double checking, and the game continues on.
And it's Giannis missing. And here's Tatum. He'll bring it up for the Boston Celtics. They lost the last time they faced the Bucks, that one in Milwaukee. Last game for the Celtics, it was a loss to Milwaukee.
You talk about players that have transformed their bodies in the NBA. How about Gordon Hayward? Has added muscle every year while maintaining that speed and agility.
Now here's Tatum, following the miss by Giannis. Brown against Bledsoe. And he banks in the layup. Brown's got his second bucket of the night.
Brown extremely accomplished down low and worthy of respect as a result. Destroys whoever tries to guard him in the paint.
And there's the whistle. Illegal screen. You know, Greg, when he came into the league, Hayward looked so young. You almost don't recognize him now.
I mean, the suit of armor from his time in the weight room and the hair looking sharp to match.
Now here's Walker. 11 points for him in that last game against the Bucks in Milwaukee.
Boy, the competitive spirit and the assertiveness of Walker has never been lacking. He's got a lot of confidence in shooting the ball, even from way downtown.
And Middleton kicks to Matthews. Tatum against Bledsoe. It's stolen by Tice. And now Hayward pushing it up. No one back to stop him. Count the basket.
Only one miss in the first 5 attempts, clearly feeling it.
Looking at the last game for Milwaukee, it was a loss to the Celtics, stolen by Walker. Hayward passes to Walker. To the left wing. Baseline try, and again it's Boston converting.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
Here's Giannis. The shot comes out. Now Boston takes it the other way. This game coming after a loss against the Bucks. In the corner, Tatum with it. And the foul called on Antetokounmpo. That's foul number 2 for him. Clark, you were so prolific in so many areas of the game. Which part of basketball came the easiest for you?
I think the rebounding piece. I always had a knack for sniffing out missed shots and had the size and timing and hands to chase down rebounds, but that was probably the strength of my game and the most unique part of it at an early age. And then the ball handling. My dad was 6'4" in the 50s, which meant you pretty much played inside, and he drummed into my head and my heart. Make sure you can handle that ball. So from the time I started playing, I was dribbling and making sure I could handle it, and it served me well during my playing career.
And Boston with the rebound.
And you can see the defenders afraid to kind of get in his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the basket. But on that one, they were there.
Now here's Brown. Looking at the numbers, he's averaging about 20.5 points a game. Tatum, that's for 2. That shot misses. The Bucks go the other way with it. On the wing, Hill, guarded by Walker. Hill passes to Giannis. And the dunk by Giannis.
You know, that's what you want out of your point guard. Hill is really doing a nice job getting the ball from side to side and not hesitating at all in doing it.
Now here's Smart. He's still scoreless so far in this one. And there's the foul. It goes on Wesley Matthews. That's his first foul. Ilyasova, he's checked in for Milwaukee. Dante DiVincenzo comes in for Wesley Matthews. Celtics also with a sub. Cantor's checked in.
Not just a jump shooter. Walker also pretty athletic. And athletic enough to get inside and finish around the basket.
Hill looking around. Middleton for 3. It's not going to go for him. And the Celtics going the other way now. Brown the pass to Tatum. The shot's good. Brown making the play.
Just impressed with the teamwork out there, setting the table for one another.
5 straight baskets, Greg, resulting from assists. They're playing as one unit out there.
Ilyasova hits the bucket.
In addition to Ilyasova's ability to light it up from the perimeter, he also feels pretty comfortable in the paint.
Here's Walker. Here's Cantor. To the right side. Jacks up a 3. Walker's shot is off. Inside. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. That's on Jaylen Brown.
I mean, even from over here, you can see that one pretty clearly.
No question about it, Greg. I mean, a ton of contact and a good call by the official.
5 seconds left in the first quarter. There's the 3. And so it's the Boston Celtics in the driver's. Gordon Hayward reunited with his college coach, Brad Stevens.
Our relationship started.
And I'm sure, Greg, that relationship played a big role in Hayward deciding to join the Boston Celtics.
And not just a connection, but a respect. Hayward now a veteran in this league, while Stevens has moved into the conversation for one of the better young coaches in our league.
And hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. Halfway through the first half in this one. And what do you guys think about Boston here in this one?
You got to credit their defense, communicating, rotating, making plays on the ball.
They've got them rattled. It's only the first quarter, and already they've made enough big plays on defense to last really an entire game.
On the court for the Celtics, second quarter underway. Smart and Brown outside on the wings. Enes Kanter is out there with Williams. And it's Wanamaker in at the point.
A main staple in Williams' game, that sixth sense for when to rise up and deter those shots.
Celtics leading by 9. And the Celtics rebounding well this summer. From the loss of Kyrie Irving and Al Horford, Kemba Walker possibly a better fit for this team.
And with their young core, understandable that they didn't want to extend Horford out to age 37. A revamped roster, but I think they remain a contender in the East.
And Enes Kanter picks up the foul. That is his first foul of the game. Williams, he's checked in for Ilyasova. Williams, he's checked in for the Celtics. And they'll keep possession. They get it back. Here's Williams. And again, the Bucks miss. And so it's Hayward with it. He'll bring it up for the Celtics. They haven't allowed any points in the second quarter. Smart passes to Wanamaker. Baseline jumper. Nice shot by Smart. Smart's got his first points of the night.
It all started with the pass. That's what coaches love to see, ball movement.
Shot's good by Williams.
And at 6'9" now, Williams is a threat to score the ball inside, so you got to keep him out of the paint.
Smart kicks to Hayward. Back to Smart. In the corner, it's Hayward. Passes it to Smart. 6 on the shot clock. From past the arc. And the rebound goes to Lopez. Bucks trail by 11. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
Connaughton passes to Lopez. Rebound by Williams.
And that is a textbook example of how to defend your rim.
And you know, guys, I love his fight and grit on the interior. I mean, he never lets a shot go uncontested.
Quarter 2 and just under 2.5 minutes gone by. And Smart over to help. Connaughton kicks to Korver. Back to Connaughton. For 3. That doesn't fall either. He's missed his first 2 shots tonight. The shot by Hayward, wide open. Good, and Smart gets the assist. Hayward's got his 3rd basket of the night right there.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
Clearly just an example of a different mindset between these teams.
Here's DiVincenzo. Taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 9.5 points a game.
Very dangerous to leave a guy like that open. Lucky break there for the D. It's very rare for players to be elite defenders from the moment they set foot in the NBA, but that was the case for Marcus Smart. A tremendous physicality to go with a pit bull disposition has made him downright scary at times at that end of the floor.
Now here's Korver. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. Smart misses.
That's not the type of opportunity he fails to convert very often.
The pass to DiVincenzo. Williams with the block. And he's able to get it back. They get it again. Goes up again. Connaughton passes to Williams. Well, it was only a matter of time, but they finally get the bucket. Williams has got his 2nd basket. You know, Greg, defense forgiven for Marcus Smart. The growth necessary for him has been at the offensive end.
And now, finally making progress as a three-point shooter. Had already made strides with his passing. He's becoming quite the two-way player.
Here's DiVincenzo. Following the bucket by the Celtics. Shoots the three. Williams can't hit.
You know what, though? Sometimes you can be too open. I think it may have surprised him, and that's why he missed.
Here's Wanamaker. He's guarded by Williams. Williams against Williams. 5 to shoot. Wanamaker misses. Bucks trail by 16. Here's Korver. And the layup's good off the glass. Korver's got his first points of the game.
No issues on that one. Good work all around.
Hayward lays it up and in off the pretty assist.
And they've repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid off.
DiVincenzo can't hit it. And so it's the Boston Celtics. Thank you, David, for that interview, and we'll see you back here after the break.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, again, Kemba Walker was the story in the first quarter. He had 9 points and 1 steal. Thanks for joining.
And after a very lopsided first half, we'll see if things play out a little more evenly here in the second. We've seen Kemba Walker really having a great game.
He's done a fantastic job of finding open space to operate within the first few quarters.
You know what? It helped that they had a few guys with very hot hands on the perimeter, too.
Matthews and Middleton, the 2 wings. Giannis is the 4 with Lopez the 5. And it's Bledsoe in at the 1. That's the group for Milwaukee right now. 4 on the clock. The Celtics need to get a shot off. Tatum's shot is off. Bucks trail by 16.
Well, Milwaukee is exactly what a small market success story looks like.
Yeah, you know, a great eye for talent and also some good fortune in landing a player like Giannis in the draft. And small market teams have to home grow their superstars. Then they made smart moves surrounding Giannis with talent and an outstanding coach. The front office deserves buku credit for how they've turned this team into a final.
And there's the foul. It's on Jaylen Brown. That'll be his second foul of the game. Second half rolling along now. About a minute played here. And Giannis with the basket on the assist by Lopez. Antetokounmpo's got 4 points this quarter.
You know, he attracts a lot of attention, and Lopez making the most of it there to set his teammate up with an open look.
The kick out to Tatum. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. Guys, you talk about players coming in and with a huge impact. Jason Tatum showed he was more than ready to be an NBA star.
Rare do you see a player as polished and as impactful as Tatum. Stepped right in to be one of the top players on a top team with Boston. Fits their system perfectly, and really the sky is the limit for that young man.
Cantor checked in for Gordon Hayward. Now here's Antetokounmpo. He has 6. And we're just about a minute and a half into the third quarter of basketball. Back to Tatum. Pass to Cantor. Bledsoe against Walker. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Over Bledsoe. Walker's shot is off. And so Antetokounmpo will bring it up for the Milwaukee Bucks. Since the second half started, they've only given up 3 points.
And he did everything he could to make that shot as difficult as possible.
And you know what, guys? That will pump him up because he takes a ton of pride in what he does on defense.
Moves on moves. That's Jason Tatum.
I mean, this guy's a natural isolation scorer. Jab steps, crossovers, turnarounds, fadeaways. He's got an awful lot in his bag.
Looking at who's out there now for the Bucks. Ilyasova comes in for Antetokounmpo. And George Hill's subbed in for Chris Middleton. It's Hill on the wing. Shoots over Brown. And the basket by Hill.
Commendable awareness by Hill. Noticing the defense was sagging off of him as the pass was coming. And then just squaring up and knocking it down.
Now, here's Tice. Still looking for his first bucket in this one.
And with the lead, I like the strategy here. Continue to get the ball to guys who can do something with it.
If it's working, keep working it. That's what I say. Keep the pressure on him.
Walker against Bledsoe. Pass to Hill. Puts up a three. No good from Bledsoe. Celtics leading by 17. Tatum on the wing. That one, no good. The Bucks go the other way with it. Bledsoe left side. The rebound by the Celtics. Tice has got his 4th rebound in this one. High arcing shot, and it's Brown missing. The Bucks have gone 3 of 7 on field goal attempts here in the second half. Lays it up and banks it in. Hill's got 4 points in the quarter.
Moving it around, 8 of their last 10 coming off assists.
And Greg, you know nothing makes a coach happier than selflessness on the basketball court.
And he comes up with the deuce.
Boy, Brown, not just a super athlete, folks, but he's got excellent skills as well. A tremendous floor general.
To the inside. Here's Ilyasova. Here's Lopez. And Boston with the rebound. Tice has got 5 rebounds tonight. The kick out to Brown. Pulls up. But they'll get another chance. Passes it to Tice. Celtics passing it around. Outside Tatum. Accurate with a jumper from the elbow. Tatum's got 9 points.
Well, I like the shoot-first mentality of Tatum, guys. Staying aggressive and keeping constant pressure on the defender.
Outside Matthews. Good, and Bledsoe gets the assist.
Hey, I'm stating the obvious here, but he was very comfortable taking that shot. Not a defender in sight.
Brown dishes to Tatum. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline.
No other way to put it. Just a poor shooting performance for him. But luckily, his teammates have picked up the slack.
Now, here's Tice. Lopez covering. And there's the foul. It goes on Wesley Matthews. That'll be his 2nd foul of the game. 15 seconds left to play in the 3rd. Over in the corner, Brown. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. That's on Brook Lopez.
And Brown is a guy who is hunting contact. Defenders have to be more cautious around him when they're defending.
So he comes up empty, missing both. Here's Matthews. And that one released in time, but no good.
Incredible defender. Smart can provide help as well as stick you one-on-one.
And it's time to bring up the State Farm assist of the game.
And the definition of teamwork right there, guys. I mean, what great communication between them, and what a beautiful feed.
For me, next to the big-time alley-oops and monster throwdowns, passes like that are probably the next best thing when it comes to sweet-looking NBA highlights.
And there have been 2 very different performances from these teams today as we get going in quarter number 4. All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade for the 4th quarter. On the court right now for the Celtics. Enes Kanter is out there with Williams. Then there's Smart, and it's Hayward, and it's Wanamaker in at the point guard. Here's Williams. Giannis Antetokounmpo making his last shot. Here's Wanamaker, guarded by Bledsoe. Back to Wanamaker. Shot clock at 6. Outside Williams. And there's the pass to Kanter over Williams. And they'll turn it over. Could not get off a shot. 24-second violation. Mark, a lot of coaches like to run their offense through centers. Any names you can think of who you'd be comfortable running your offense through at that position?
Well, just because I've watched him and loved his game since locking into him, Jokic, man, can he pass it. He can shoot it. He can score it inside. He's got such excellent hands and touch. He's at the top of the list. DeMarcus Cousins, big guy that can shoot it and pass it as well. And Marcus Gasol is also in that list.
You'd feel comfortable with any of those guys holding the ball, distributing the ball, wouldn't you?
No doubt.
They are just killing them on the interior.
Yeah, you can't say that with enough emphasis. I mean, the defenders are just not being aggressive enough down low. You got to play with some physicality in the paint.
Now here's Hayward, and stolen by Ilyasova. And here's the fast break. Giannis leading the way. Throws it down as the official calls the foul. It may be a three-point play. It goes on Jason Tatum.
Boy, for such a young player, the razor-sharp focus of Antetokounmpo, really impressive. I mean, a muscular guy who still makes baskets despite getting hit in the process. He's not wide, but he is muscular.
Looking at who's out there now for the Celtics. Daniel Tice comes in for Robert Williams. And it's Kemba Walker in for Brad Wanamaker.
Stuff in that stat sheet, Kemba Walker can't grade out much better than what he's done tonight.
And the slam dunk by Antetokounmpo.
Well, they left it until the fourth quarter, but finally the run they needed to get back into this one.
I didn't think it was going to happen for them, quite honestly, but they finally turned it on, turned it up a little bit. Now they've got to come up with some stops.
So it's the Celtics now. After the basket by Milwaukee. Shots good by Walker.
Well, he's cooking with grease. He's got things flaming up, looking for an opportunity every time down the floor when he's that hot.
And it's Antetokounmpo penetrated.
Really taking advantage of every scoring opportunity. They've somehow found a way to make this thing exciting.
And you know what we call that, Greg? Spurt ability. When they absolutely needed it, they found it. A frantic finish in store.
Putting defenders in tough spots is a trait of Hayward's game. I mean, he gets his man on the back foot and forces him to either foul or give up the easy one.
A different look for Milwaukee. Lopez comes in for Ilyasova. And Wesley Matthews subbed in for Dante DiVincenzo. Knocks it loose. Lopez passes to Antetokounmpo.
I'll tell you, they're right in this. We'll see if they can maintain momentum.
Well, it starts with defense. They got some stops, scored some buckets after that, and now we've got ourselves a ball game.
And there's the foul. It goes on Wesley Matthews. That's his third foul of the game. The Celtics making a switch here. Brown's checked in. Tice finds Brown. Nice ball movement by Boston. Here is Hayward. Clock at 4. The three from Tatum. Lopez grabs the board. Lopez has got 5 rebounds tonight. Bledsoe outside. Back to Lopez. Feeds to Giannis. Takes the assist and lays it in. Pick out the pass nicely. Now just a 4-point Boston lead. Pass to Hayward. It's Brown with the drive. It's good. And the Celtics lead by 6.
And Brown really is at his best when he takes it inside. I mean, the defense has no idea what to do with it.
Antetokounmpo goes back up. And they call the foul, so a chance at the line for one more coming up.
And in addition to his great talent, Antetokounmpo has the reputation of being an outstanding leader as well. He's a clutch player who demands the ball in these situations. You love that.
A great job to get the bucket and to get to the line. When the game's on the line, you want your guys attacking like he did there.
And, you know, there's no question about it. Hayward is an exciting player and an athletic forward who can really score.
Good on the first, and that gives them a 4-point cushion. Second free throw, no good that time. He really wanted that one. Outside Matthews. And Brown over to help. Matthews passes to Lopez. Money! And he has brought them to within 2 points.
And you can't get a bigger bucket than that.
Well, that was 1-2. He wanted the ball. Nobody else was taking that shot.
Tice kicks to Hayward. Back to Tice. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
Yeah, good job to take it right at them.
Yeah, really left him no choice there, Greg. He had the foul and keep him from converting the easy bucket.
He drops the first one, and that makes it a 3-point lead. He's off on the free throw and able to get that second one to drop in. Here's Antetokounmpo, and contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. That's on Jaylen Brown.
And really, Antetokounmpo never stops attacking. I mean, he's always in attack mode. He really forces the defense's hand. He keeps pressure on them at all times.
Only down 2 now, but that miss might come back to haunt you. If they don't get a stop, it's back to a 2-possession game.
There's no doubt about it. Eric Bledsoe has got the touch. He's feeling it.
And so Brad Stevens decides to call timeout. And now we've got a moment for our Jordan player of the game, Gordon Hayward.
And in terms of his shooting, this has been one of the more accurate performances you'll ever see. I mean, he's been in constant motion, creating a lot of good looks for himself. But still, even when you're wide open, you expect to miss some of the time. That has not been the case here tonight. This guy has made everything.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
Well, I was able to listen in on what Brad Stevens had to say to his team. He said, this is what we play for, fellas. Let's knock them on their heels right out of the timeout. Show them how much you want it. Go get it. He really is fired up about this game.
Well, 4 quarters weren't enough to decide this ball game. Sit back and enjoy as we move on to overtime. Tip-off goes to Milwaukee. So the overtime period is now ticking away. Should be fun. All fueled up and ready to go to overtime basketball here, brought to us by Gatorade. Let's check out who's on the floor. On the court right now for the Celtics. Hayward at small forward with Tatum at the 4. Walker and Brown, they're manning the backcourt. And it's Tice in at the 5. And the jam by Bledsoe.
And Matthews is a wily, crafty defender. Phenomenal at knowing when to go for steals, using his body and his quick hands to disrupt the offense.
Tatum on the wing. Brown against Matthews. Right side Tatum. Back to Brown. Looking to end his cold spell. Tatum's shot is off.
It's almost like he's trying to make things hard on himself. You know, he's just got to slow the game down. Try to get some easy ones.
Here's Giannis. And another basket for Milwaukee.
You know, feeling very comfortable taking a big shot when his team needs it. That's a sign of how Antetokounmpo has matured recently.
And so the ball goes out of bounds. Lopez touched it last. It's extra time here, just over a minute into overtime. Tatum, that's for 2, and right through it goes.
And Tatum, Kevin, has been in these situations before. He's reliable when it comes to stepping up in big moments.
And it's Bledsoe off the drive. Bucket is good. Bledsoe's got the lead up to 4 now for the Bucks.
Stepping up as a leader there. It's clear Bledsoe takes a lot of pride in capitalizing in critical moments.
Brown finds Walker. Good for his 8th field goal. He's attempted a dozen shots.
That is why they give it to Walker. You can trust him to make smart decisions in big spots.
Giannis up top, guarded by Tatum. Giannis dishes to Lopez, to the paint, and Giannis throws it down.
And he's an automatic finisher when he gets into that area.
He is, and he picks the simple one-hand stuff to get the 2 points.
Hey, guys, I know I'm stating the obvious here, but those could be an important 2 points considering how close this game is.
Walker's shot is off. For Milwaukee, they've gone a perfect 4 for 4 on their field goal attempts in overtime. The shot by Bledsoe, nobody around. Good, and the assist goes to Middleton.
Late in the game, up big, they continue to attack.
I don't think you want to get loose and sloppy or ease up, but it is time for them to start using that clock a bit.
Antetokounmpo looking it over. Middleton can't get it to go. Guys, no real chance for them to come back now.
Yeah, I think the focus has to be on their next game at this point.
Here's Brown. Count it! Oh, and that cuts the lead to just 5.
He does not lack for confidence, and he shouldn't. I mean, this guy's a dangerous scorer.
And an intentional foul right there. to the middle, stolen by Walker.
And he was camped in just the right spot to swipe that pass away down low.
Yes! What a beautiful shot to bring him to within 3.
Boy, there's a lot to like about the attitude of Brown. If he sees a fast break opportunity, he's taking full advantage of it in a heartbeat.
It's in! And what a sensational bucket to bring them within 1.
Really nice job moving the ball around that time, picking apart that defense.
And they go to the intentional foul.
And you know what? Smart foul. You got to try and extend the game.
Sure, it's not over. The clock is as much a problem for them as the score is right now, so they've got to try to manage it.
Big time free throws there. That could be the difference. It forces them now into a three-point attempt.
Time called here. The Celtics decide to talk it over. They're trailing by 3. 3 seconds left in the first overtime. Guys, what do you think?
And they need a 3 to tie. But look, they've got enough time here to find a good look. They can run a play off the inbound, make sure they get it in the hands.
Thank you, David. Great interview once again. Thank you for joining us.